the next topic I want to talk about is the issue of the dredging that is happening of River Sal in
Hmm.
in um, uh, in Chinchini. That is from the Sal is they are planning to dredge the river from Betul, that is the mouth of the river, right up to Chinchini and even upstream, and
Hmm.
people are objecting to it. Now the question is whether it should be done or not. There is there are not everybody is opposed to it, but there's a big but. First of all, the initial proposal was desilting. Now what they're doing is they're doing dredging. Now what is the difference between desilting and dredging? Desilting is you just remove the silt that has accumulated over the years, and so that you deepen, rather the depth of the river goes to its natural or its earlier levels. So that is a process that is needed. Uh, why do we humans need to do it now? It's because rivers change their course any during over the years, but unfortunately, because of construction on the along the banks or in the areas, we need to make sure that the river doesn't change its course and take our houses. Second thing is there's a lot of silting that we are doing either through construction activities or sewage, which is the amount of silt that is being deposited in the river is more than what a river can take out naturally. So therefore, human intervention is required. But the government made the government made an environment impact assessment of this desilting activity. They have called it desilting. In fact, it's called marine marine impact environment impact assessment report, and they are talking about while the title says desilting of River Sal, inside the report it's all about dredging. Now what is dredging? Dredging,
Hmm.
as opposed to desilting, is they are deepening the channel by going deeper than the natural depth of the river. So say depth
Hmm.
of River Sal was 2 meters. Over time silt forms, it goes to 1.5 meters. If you're desilting it, you bring the depth back to 2 meters. But if you're dredging it, you're taking it to 3 meters. Instead of natural this depth of 2 meters, you're taking it to 3 meters. What is the impact of that? Well, there is an impact of that. Number one, I went through the entire report, the environment impact assessment report, which was prepared by NIO somewhere in it was prepared in August 2019, and two things I observed which are not in the report. Number one, they didn't tell what is the shape that they are going to dredge that river. So generally, when they dredge a river and they want to deepen it, they have to give a particular angle of slope. Now our rivers are about
Hmm.
10 meters, so we cannot give a very steep angle. I mean, we cannot give a very shallow angle because you need a wider river to give a shallow angle. But if you give a steep angle, if you want to deepen
Hmm.
it, if you want to deepen a narrow river, you have to give a steep angle for that wall of the river. What happens is over time the bank starts collapsing, and that will be that
Hmm.
is disastrous for the property, whether it's fields or whether it's khazans or whether it's houses along the river. And this detail was not mentioned in that report. So number one, we don't have any cross-sectional diagram of the dredging in this particular report. So that itself kind of
Hmm.
negates the whole kind of you know the whole report itself invalidated because they don't have that crucial information. The second thing is when you take that silt out, you have to dump it somewhere. That detail is not
Hmm.
mentioned. That is called a spoil ground, wherever they take that. Now, why they have not mentioned, I suspect because it is valuable sand. And we know that how scarce sand is. So the contractor is definitely going to take all the sand and sell it off, obviously pay off whoever involved. But they have not mentioned where the spoil ground is. And if you look at the MPT also had dredging activity. And they had a dredging EIA report because of their activity that they were supposed to do. There they had shown a spoil ground, because when you dump all the sand, somewhere in the ocean, that sand kind of lifts up and makes the water turbid, and therefore you need to assess what will be the impact on the fishes and everything else. This is not done in this report. We don't know where it's going to be dumped, whether it's been dumped in the first place or taken and sold in the black market. That's, I think, what happened even in the case of, they did a bit of dredging at the mouth of the river Sal. So that also sand is unaccounted for, and this is going to be the same story. But this apart, what is not discussed, there's something called salt water intrusion. So when you deepen the river, and this is a tidal affected river. When you deepen the river, you will have more seawater entering during high tide, and it will reach further upstream. It will go into the fields, and it will create a lot of the salt water is going to enter all the paddy fields and people's property, and will destroy it. If salt water touches your house, the steel and the in your house, used in your house construction, will get
Starts
corroded.
corroding.
Corroding. Yeah. So all this thing is not mentioned there. They have looked in, like, it looks like as if they have only considered this as a non-tidal river. So this was Sudhin Davlikar, when he was a PW minister. He said that nothing will happen if this river is dredged. We have done it in Madkai, but Madkai was a non-tidal river which they had dredged. This is a tidal one. And Churchill Alama was another big proponent of this dredging. So he also thinks that nothing will happen, but the reality is quite different. There's a lot of things that will happen. Now, there are other things in the report that are what do you say, startling. So,
Avinash, you just continue. I'll just switch off my cam. I'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Okay. So one of the things that I would like to, like I said, with regards to impact on fisheries, the report states that there will be increase in bioaccumulation of contaminants in the commercially imported species. There will be increase in the population of undesirable species such as viruses and parasites, and there will be a reduction of habitat due to loss of benthic primary producers habitat. So basically what it's saying is that the fish that is there, if you eat it, it will be contaminated with viruses and parasites as a result of this dredging. Now, if that's the case, they have not issued any statutory warning for people who fish in those rivers before starting this activity. So the report says that there will be increase of virus and parasites in the fish, but in reality, the government does not issue any warning that not to eat that fish before starting this dredging activity. Second most important thing is they did not make this report public. I got this through somebody from NIO, but they have not made this report public, EIA report. I don't know whether they have taken an environment clearance for this. They have not given any details to the local bodies, especially the panchayats that are affected by it. Tomorrow, if the bank collapses, or tomorrow if there is any damage to property, it's a local body that has to take responsibility for it, and they don't know what is the impact of this project. Why wasn't this project put before Gram Sabhas? So again, why they are not put before Gram Sabhas? Because because it's very clear they're saying they're doing one thing, that is desilting, but in reality they're doing dredging. The same thing they did. MPT did. MPT said they were supposed to do maintenance dredging. That is, maintenance dredging is when you dredge till the channel from where the ships come into the port. So it's just maintenance work, but actually they're deepening the channel. That's called capital dredging. So the similar model is taken. Goa government must have learned from MPT. The captain of ports have learned from MPT, and now the captain of ports is doing the same thing over here. So again, this project is a part of Sagarmala, because under Sagarmala, this river Sal is going to be used for navigation and transportation. I don't personally have a problem with its use for passengers, but I think the river depth just of 2 meters and all, it's not deep enough to be used for commercial public transport, as an alternative. But yeah, it's sad that they did not take people into
Avinash,
consideration, and that's why people are outraged.
the thing is, Avinash, I would like to point out that I sometimes become at a loss of words because there is there is such a lack of the will to do the right thing with this government, and I think their focus is solely on how to make money out of everything. So they do not go into the fact that what are the environmental impacts, especially that's not even in their purview of looking at things when they plan projects or plan development stuff. So Riversal is yet another example, and I remember architect Royla was also talking about this when she had her interview with us. The amount of damage that it can do, there is absolutely no clue. People are not aware. They don't know what's going to happen. And then we have leaders like Churchill Alemão, who absolutely does not know anything, let alone technical details, and who goes, talking off the top of his head about something that can really impact people from his own constituency and from others too.
Yes, in fact, like since you mentioned Churchill, that's the whole area on the western side is tourism. There's a lot of tourism related activity there. And what does this report say about tourism? It states that the state of Goa, this is now, it's supposed to be the impact of this project on different aspects. That is, whether release of affluence, tourism, agriculture, and associated impacts, overfishing. So listen to what they say about the impact on tourism. The state of Goa is famous for its beaches and places of worship. Tourism is its primary industry. Tourism is generally focused on coastal areas of Goa with decreased tourist activity inland. Foreign tourists. This is just details of tourism in Goa. Apart from this, a lot of tourism for wildlife, all these aspects attract high number of floating population and like significant pressure on natural resources. This is a paragraph copy pasted for some website onto this environment impact assessment report. There is no assessment of the project. There's no impact assessment of the project on tourism in this report. This is a shoddy report created by a so-called prestigious institute like the the National Oceanographic Institute of India. So, and this is what they are talking about. They now see here also agriculture and associated impacts. They don't talk about saline water ingress into the fields, but they just say that rice and fish being staple diet, paddy becomes principal crop of. This is like 12th standard essay writing. Due to increased use of fertilizer, pesticide, riverine system drains these pollutants into estuaries, resulting in existing load of pollutants from industrial activities. Activities as forest cutting and land clearing increase the organic matter with draining of the topsoil into the estuaries. What is the impact of the project on agriculture? That's not mentioned here. Same thing with overfishing and all this other. So this is a very shoddy report, and if they don't mention the impact in the document, then they go on to mention mitigation. What are they mitigating? They have not even identified what is the harm that this project is going to do in the short term or long term. So here, this is in fact, when I read this report, I made this comment. So here it states the vessel engaged in dredging and disposal of material would implement hazardous material management plan that includes specification for proper storage, handling of fuel, oil, waste, and other potential hazard, as well as a planned contingency and cleanup of accident spills into marine environment. That's a long statement. Basically, what is saying that the company that is going to be dredging it is going to take care of any potential hazards that can occur. They are not even told a local body that they are doing such dredging. and we should believe that this company is going to, suppose something goes wrong and a lot of fuel gets discharged into the river. Do the panchayat know what kind of activities been doing, what they're supposed to do? Does the fire department know what they're supposed to do? Does the captain of boats know what they're supposed to do? Nobody knows. But this is there, theoretic, in the EIA document prepared by NIO. So here,
Avinash, details contract for dredging, Sal?
No, I do not actually. I did not go into it. In fact, this document I got, I think, last year, and after that, I thought, okay, maybe because COVID it went, and suddenly we see like this dredgers and this news of this dredger entering the River Sal. So I'm yet to do kind of investigate who has been given this tender. But generally, it is Dredging Corporation of India that does this activity. Very few companies are into dredging in India. So, that's.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just like to read this one point here. Considering the middle section of the river channel, no much change in the current speed was observed. Still, a thorough monitoring will reduce any impacts due to sudden increase or decrease of magnitude of currents. So, what it's saying is basically that because
Hmm.
of dredging, there will be a change in the speed of water going through it, and that is again going to impact, all the properties and the banks of the river. Uh, they need to monitor it, but who's monitoring it? Nobody's monitoring it. So yeah, this is how this is what kind of development we are we have to deal with, and we have to accept according to this government. I don't know what to say beyond that. I mean,
Do
my
you,
mind at certain point goes goes blank after uh, the kind of nonsense that we are supposed to believe, supposed to accept in the name of development.
no, in inverted commas, development, not even development.
I swear. I mean,
Okay.
okay. So yeah, that's. I hope if I hope people are a little more aware of this issue now. I mean, it's and whether they should object to the dredging or desilting, they should object to dredging, of course, and they should tell the government that we want desilting. So they should not, like, if you seen what I showed the report, they should not say it is desilting and they do dredging. That's they are still online. Yeah, the more people will not trust, and then there will be no works happening, even the ones that are essential, that are urgently required.